Good morning and welcome to Inside News. It's our Friday show today, Jeu de Gallo, and I'm very happy to announce that we've got Akash Aucharuz with us today. He's going to help us go through the card. Firstly, Akash, thank you very much for joining us. I know it's never easy being a jockey, taking time out of your busy schedule to join us, and I'm sure the viewers appreciate it as much as I do. Before we start on the card, let's talk about where you've been, where you're going. Obviously, you did very well in South Africa as an apprentice. Then you came back to Mauritius, you rode for Rameshwar Gajra. That didn't go so well, and then you went, where did you go after that?
I went to Macau after that for 2.5 years, and I'm still going on there. So I just came back to issue my visa. So I'll be back in Macau in 2 weeks' time. Okay, so 2 more meetings today and next Saturday in Mauritius?
Yes. Okay, that's great. And how was Macau? Are you doing all right there? Enjoying it?
Lovely, lovely. I would say I did better than I was in South Africa.
Okay, well, that's good. I mean, because you did well in South Africa. You did very well for Jeff Woodruff and a couple of those trainers.
Yes, thank you. Missed those. But it's going very good in Macau. I cannot complain.
Okay, good. Okay, well, that's Akash is going to be with us for another 2 meetings. Unfortunately, last week he had such a great book of rides. I mean, you got some decent rides tomorrow as well. But last week you really had some decent rides, and unfortunately we lost that meeting.
Yeah, and that's racing.
Yeah, it is racing. Okay, let's get stuck into the card, and hopefully Akash can help us. He's got quite a few rides tomorrow. He can give us a couple of pointers on some of his rides tomorrow. Let's start off with race 1. It's a 1600 meter 0-20. Never easy to find winners in these 0-20s. I personally think Alhamd looks like he's ready to win. He's drawn 1. He was running on nicely last time in a 1500. He's up to the 1600 this time. I think that's obviously going to be in his favor. He just looks like he's ready to win this horse, Alhamd. I think he's been a little bit of a disappointment last season, but obviously he's starting to come to hand now. He's with the 3/3 in a row, and he looks like he could be the best out of this lot. Before we move on to any others, let's just ask Akash about Right to Tango. Akash, have you managed to work him, or have you swung a leg over him?
No, Mark, I couldn't have time to work him, but I've seen him track work. He looks pretty much nice. His last run was okay. He got beat 4 lengths, but like you just mentioned, Alham looks the one to beat.
Yeah.
So he's got a bright draw, Right to Tango, but you never know in 0-20 what can happen.
Exactly, the 0-20s are tough, and Right to Tango is a sort of horse that he normally in the past has run well in the beginning of the season, but he is 9 years old now. I don't know, 9 years old, drawn 9, maybe that's a bit of a tale for you. Let's talk about the other dangers. Obviously you have to respect Fortissimo. He came here with a high reputation, this horse, and he really didn't do much until he's dropped into 0-20, and also since they took the blinkers off as well, he's been a much better horse. He won, and then he ran a good second on International Day behind Social Network. He is drawn 8, but he is a horse that can come from off the pace. And then obviously Cash is King, another horse with a shocking draw. He's going to be drawn 10 out of 10, Cash is King, but he's also got some of that form line behind Social Network. At the end of the day, Akash, it's not an easy race, this first race, is 0-20s, but I don't know if you agree with me. It looks like Alham, the younger horse, drawn 1, he looks like he could be the horse to beat.
Yes, correct. He took quite a long time to adapt here in Mauritius, but now he's doing very good lately, and since the other horses have bad draws, he has the upper hand on them with draw 1. So I'm with you, Mark, with number 7. Yes. Okay,
great. Alhamd. Another thing I like is the fact that he's had that 1 run under the belt. Okay, so myself and Akash are going to agree on number 7, Alhamd, to win the first. I'll probably go Fortissimo second, Cash is King third. Akash, if you were a trifecta player, where would you go?
I would go first Alham, number 1 Fortissimo second, and he got gears third. Okay, great. Okay, well there we go. There's a nice trifecta for you to start your day off right. The second race, it's a 1600 meter benchmark 31, and once again, not an easy race. One of the fancied horses, Rasta Rebel, drawn pretty badly again, but he's a sort of horse that comes from off the pace. I don't think the draw is too much of a worry for him. Obviously, we don't want him to, well, I'm sure Olivier Placet doesn't want to be too far out of his ground, but he is a horse that comes from off the pace. Chester's Wish, well, he's beaten Byzantine and Rasta Rebel before. He's had the 1 run under the belt as well. He ran on quite nicely in a 1400, which is probably a bit sharp for him. Unfortunately, he too has a bad draw. Obviously, the space agent, the emergency acceptor, is drawn 10, so that's not going to help Chester's Wish's draw. He's still going to jump from draw 9, but he has beaten Rasta Rebel and Byzantine, although this time Byzantine's drawn 1. That was a very good run behind Bonjour Baby.
And Byzantine, just like Alhamd, looks like he's sort of got the right form to win a race like this. Okay, so you don't have a ride in the second race. Once again, a bit of a tough race to start off for the first two races. Where are you leaning?
Yes, correct. Rasta River was one of the horse there, but very unfortunately with a draw, he drawn very bad. Yeah. I'll go for Justice Wish. He had a very good run last time, and then 1600 is much better for him.
True.
So I'm choosing Justice Wish here.
Okay, great. Well, I'm agreeing with Akash. I'm going Justice Wish. I think there's a little bit of value there because I just had a quick glance at the betting this morning. I think Byzantine and Rasta Rebel are the more fancied runners, although Justice Wish has beaten them. And he's on the same conditions because if I remember correctly, the day that he did beat them was International Day. They don't receive any penalties for International Day. So I reckon Chester's Wish could probably pull this off. A little bit of luck in the running. I think he could pull it off once again. Rasta Rebel probably would have been my first choice if it wasn't for that draw. Okay, lovely. That's the second race. Let's move over to race 3. Akash, you have got a ride here. You're riding the son of Captain L. Captain, my captain, nice horses. And there was a cracking run behind Rahib last time in probably a distance that's probably short of his best. I would imagine by now you would have worked him. Would you have worked him by now?
Yes, I did actually. I worked him today.
Okay. How's he feeling and how's he looking?
He feels better. He feels well as a horse. He come out much better from his last run. And actually, this is one of the things that work out for me this week because I don't think this horse is a 99 meter.
I agree.
I think it's much better over 1450. So I much prefer him to running this week than last week.
Yeah, I do agree with you, Akash. I think last time, although there was a good run in the 990, I do believe that the 1450 will suit him better. If you go back to his one easy win, that was over 1400 when he pinged the gates, he went off to the front. Akash, I mean, I would imagine you'd probably want to adopt similar tactics because besides From the Ashes, who didn't lead last time, but it looks like you might be able to lead this race. I mean, if you wanted to, if no one challenged you, I suppose that would probably be one of your plans.
Yes, correct. From the draw and from when we saw his last win, the horse from the jockey Ruby Fred, he led on him with draw 10.
That's right. He pinged the gates at
and he's still quick enough and win. He's a strong galloper and he's a big horse, so there's no doubt about it. I think that's the best option to lead on him. Yeah,
well, without trying to give away your tactics, but it just looks like to me he is the quickest horse in the race. Captain Ram, the other Captain Al, I believe this horse is a lot better than what he's shown us. If you go back to his debut when he won so convincingly, when he beat Galtero 3.5 lengths, they backed him like they knew the result that day. He's drawn one, he's only got the 58.5 kilograms on his back. There was a nice run as well in the 990, although he did finish behind Captain, my captain, on that particular day. I would imagine the 1450 is going to be a lot better suited for Captain Ram as well. I reckon he's going to be your biggest danger, Akash.
Yes, correct, Mark. He's doing. I saw him at track work and he looks very well a horse too.
Yeah, I think he's one of those horses that has sort of matured over the off season. These Captain Ls just get better and better with age. The fact that he's drawn one, I think I'm going to lean towards Captain Ram to beat Akash, this horse, Captain, my captain. I just think, but that depends obviously if he's going to bring his best foot to the races, because I believe, like I said, I think he's a lot better than what he's shown us. From the Ashes, his third run already this season, although he did win a good race last time. He is up in division. This is his third run in 5 weeks. That is a little bit of a question mark, but you can't sort of ignore the way that he won last time. He has to have a chance in this particular race. My trifecta, I'm going with the two Captain Ls. Preferably, my preference is for number 10 Captain Ram to beat Captain, my captain, and From the Ashes will be my third choice. Akash, trifecta?
I'm going for myself here first, Captain, my captain, then I'll choose Captain Ram second, then From the Ashes third. Okay,
well, you got to appreciate Akash's confidence for his ride in the third race. Right, race 4, 1400 meter, benchmark 46, and I would say another tough race purely because all the favoured horses have got very, very bad draws to deal with. So it is quite a tough race. Akash, you're riding Charles Tiger. He had quite a good start to his Mauritian career last year. Had quite a lot of racing, 9 races, but he did pull off 4 wins in 3 places.
Yes, correct, Ma. He's a nice little horse, like you just mentioned, all the fancy horses been drawn very bad, so it's very open race here.
Yeah, I suppose he's a sort of horse that's got a bit of gate speed. He is drawn 10. which is never easy, but you know, a little bit of luck in running. He's a classy horse. I reckon he'll put up another good performance. He's a very consistent horse.
Yeah, he's also 1400 might be a little bit question for him. He haven't done anything on a 14. I think he haven't run on a 14.
Yeah.
But he seems to be better over 16.
Yes, yeah. Okay, well, maybe Gels Tiger to consider for your quartets. It's not going to be easy. First run of the season, drawn 10 in a 1400. Let's look at his oppositions. Henry Tudor. He has a horse that's had 5 runs, 2 wins, 2 places. He's going to be drawn 7 with that emergency acceptor coming out. What I like about Henry Tudor is they've taken the blinkers off him. And, you know, if you go back to when he won that 1400, when he beat the Brass Pal, he didn't have blinkers that particular day. Obviously, I'm not surprised they put blinkers on him over 990. I don't think it worked in the 1400 last time, and I see they've taken the blinkers off again. I like that, and he's a sort of horse that's done well in this sort of category. He ran a very good second to Wave Breaker, although that was a 990. I believe he's a little bit better in a 1400. I remember seeing this horse getting unsaddled after he won last year, and he really impressed me. And I think I'm going to lean towards him as my first choice. But it's a very open race. Akash, I want to ask you about one horse. I know you haven't been in South Africa for quite a while, but he's got some very, very solid South African form, this horse. He's run behind some decent horses. I don't know if have you seen him at track?
Not really, no.
Okay, well, getting back to Mr. Cromford, I mean, we all know Praveen Nagadu's, the Nagadu stable back in South Africa, Twist of Fate. He ran behind him. He's run behind Clouds Unfold, which is a Group 1 winning filly, and then One World is a Group 1 winner as well. He's he's got very good form, this horse. The only thing is, we've seen a couple of 3-year-olds come up and sort of maybe just needed that first run. So Mr. Cromford, although his work has been pretty good, he is the 7-2 favourite. I'd be a little bit wary about that. Akash, it's a tough race. This I don't know where. I mean, obviously, like you said, you reckon your horse might just it's going to be tough for him.
Yeah, from the draw.
I mean, if you've studied the card, what's your preference be?
I'll just correct you about number 7. Yeah, I've seen his trial. That was a very good trial he did. You know?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
they did the trial on the sand track.
That's right.
And then he was wide all the way. So
yes.
It's got to be. You have to have some decent form to do that. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, well, like I mentioned,
yes.
Yeah, he has run behind some decent horses. Listen, I'm gonna put you down. I'm gonna hold your head in a vice lock here and ask you, where would you lean towards this race?
From the draw, you know, we'll have to try to get up there. You know, we have 4 meter 150 false rails. You know, so being wide or too far back is not gonna help me.
Yeah. Well, your dangers?
I say number 2.
Yeah, I agree. I think Henry Tudor's the right horse. I believe that he's going to be quick enough to lead this horse. Like I said, the emergency acceptor's out. He's run some decent races, and I like the fact that they've taken off the blinkers. Rock on Geordie's another horse, must have a chance as well. At the end of the day, I think the 4th race, if you are an exotic player, probably load as many horses as you can afford, because it is a tough race. It gets a little bit easier towards the end. Right, race 5, 1500 meter benchmark 51. And the anticipated clash of Uzo and Perplexing. I think they were supposed to meet last week over a 1600. I just think that the extra week is going to suit Perplexing. I know there were concerns about him racing over a 1600 first time this season. I must be honest, I had no concerns whatsoever. I really believe that this is a top horse. I like the way he wins. I like the way that he's sort of off the bit at the 400, but that last 100, when he kicks into stride, he really kicks on beautifully. And 9 runs last year, 6 wins, 2 places. You can't fault his form. No one knows exactly what his limit is. I believe he's going to the top, and Perplexing, in my opinion, is going to be quite a tough horse to beat. Obviously, you got to respect Uzo. Nothing wrong with his form as well. Should have been a 4-time winner. Very unlucky to lose that race in the Stipes Room on International Day. He's drawn 1. Jamie Aliasin riding him. See, first time Jamie is riding him. But Uzo, very, very classy horse as well. Then obviously Akash, your ride, Redline Captain. He's had the 1 run this season. That was a nice win when he beat Great Value. I know Robbie Frad sort of he rated this horse pretty highly last season as well. It seems to me that he's come on quite a bit over the off season.
Yes, definitely. He looks much better. I just believe he'll go further on from here too.
Yeah. Do you think he's in the same sort of class as Uzo and Perplexing?
Well, we'll find out tomorrow, but I won't put him far away.
Okay, yeah, that's my biggest question mark. I know he's a decent horse. I've been told I've seen he's a decent horse. I just don't know if he is the same class as Uzo and Perplex. And like Akash says, only the race will tell. But in my opinion, Perplexing going to be a tough nut to crack tomorrow in the 5th race. Right, let's move over to the feature race. It's a 6 race, 1500 meter benchmark 61. The return of Kings County. Unfortunately, he's pulled a horrible draw, 9 out of 10. He won 4 races in a row last season, well, ending off last season. He did win in 66. He comes back down to the 61. Another horse that Robbie Fred thought very, very highly of. Akash, pity about that draw.
Yeah, just a pity. You know, I agree with Fred. He's a very, very nice little horse. You know, so just a draw is not a good.
Yeah, Akash, look. I mean, if you look at the way he runs this horse, he likes to jump out and go out in front. But in my opinion, Cool at Heart's got a little bit better, well, not better, but sort of faster gate speed than Kings County. And I suppose it's not going to be easy for you, because if you don't lead, it's going to be very hard for you to get cover.
Correct.
You're probably going to find yourself one off.
Yes.
And obviously he's got a little bit more mature this horse, but I remember even though when he used to lead with Robbie, he still used to take quite a hold, you know.
Quite a bit of a hold, yes.
I suppose it's not going to be very easy for you. I like the way that Cool at Heart won last time. He broke that course record. He won by 1 3/4 length, but I reckon the margin doesn't suggest how well he won Cool at Heart. Opera Royale's 2.5 kilograms better off this time. He's probably going to sit up in the box seat behind Cool at Heart again. I just don't believe, well, this is my opinion, I don't think that the 2.5 kilogram is going to be enough to beat Cool at Heart. I really do like Cool at Heart. I'm a big Kings County fan. I just don't think that this race is going to be in his favour, especially with that draw. But he's a classy horse. You can't write him up, and maybe with a bit of luck in running, you get to the front or you get covered up, or things go well for you. But do you think you can beat Cool at Heart?
Yes, Mark. I'll just hope this break have given him, you know, some.
Yes.
He relaxes.
Well, he definitely has.
So he don't pull me so much if I couldn't go in front, or I'm just sitting second, you know.
Yeah.
So, but the draw is not in my favor, like you said, and Cool at Heart got the favor of the draw.
Yeah.
And he'll be there before me, so we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm not saying that Cool at Heart is not as good as Kings County. In my opinion, Kings County's probably got a little bit more ability than him. It's just the conditions of the race is just not going to be in King County's favour. But you never know. Things might just work out in Akash's favour, and things go well for him. Right, the 7th race, and the lottery lies on the red line captain form, in my opinion, in this particular race. I tell you, I spoke to Akash before we went on air, and I really believe that he's got a very good chance in the 7th race with Captain Spani Seller. I watched the replay last night when Sunil Bastant rode him. I'm not blaming Sunil at all. He's jumped from 10 gate. He got caught hopelessly wide and eventually faded. He finished 7.5 lengths behind Redline Captain. There's a couple of horses in this race that ran in that particular race, but I just thought that Captain Spani Seller doing it 3-4 wide the whole day, sorry, not the whole day, the whole race, but that would have cost him quite a bit of ground. And if you go back to his runs before that, he's run behind horses like Perplexing. He beat Swinging Captain by 3.5 lengths. That was over 1,500. I do like the chances of Captain Spani Seller. Akash, I'm going to ask you, have you managed to swing a leg over him? How does he feel?
Yes, I did, Mark. Actually, I rode him today, and he really feels well, the horse. You know, he's on top of himself. Okay, well, that's good news. Okay, let's have a look at your dangers. I reckon I'm going to make Captain Spani Seller my value bet. I think he was 620, if I'm not mistaken. I'm going to make him my value bet. His dangers has to obviously come from Ema, who's a horse that's always been consistent. He is having his first run of the season. He's a 5-time winner. He's drawn 2. We saw Pritam Dabi and Carl Zachner finally getting it together. Well, I wouldn't say finally getting it. It took them 3 meetings, but it looks like they're starting the horses are starting to run well as well, so you've got to respect him. Charleston Euro blows his races at the start. Obviously, if he gets left, it's not going to suit his chances. But Charleston Euro, if he does jump on turn, he must have a chance as well. And then Sacred Flame, well, he was in that red line captain race last time. He finished like 5 lengths in front of Captain Spani Seller. But as I said to you, Captain Spani Seller caught wide.
I reckon that he could turn the form on these horses.
I agree with you, Mark, on the last one, like you just mentioned. You know, being wide in the race is really took a lot of energy, and especially in this track. So he drew good now this time, so he should have a much better race with this 1600 meter.
All right, great. Okay, well, like I said, my value bet, Captain Spanish Seller, I believe that he could, a little bit of luck in running, could pull off the 7th race. Right, I mentioned earlier on it gets better. Oh, when I say gets better, it gets easier. The Gajara stable, they've got 2 very, very nice young horses running in the 8th and the 9th. The first horse we're going to talk about is obviously the 8th race, What a Fizz. I think for me, the most unluckiest loser this season. I believe this horse got a clear run. He would have won it convincingly. And obviously South Africa, there isn't much form to go on, but that was such an impressive win. It was not a win, run first time up. And like I said, I thought he was very, very unlucky. I think he's going to take a power beating. This isn't the strongest of fields. Akash, you're riding Taranaki. He's a newcomer. 10 runs in South Africa. Although he never won, he did place 8 times, so he was pretty consistent. But always worried when those maidens don't win after 10 runs.
Yes, correct, Mark. But he's a lovely horse. He's a nice little horse. I think he quite adapted in Mauritius. You know, I think 1450 might be a little bit too short for him. Yes. But I would say he's a horse to follow in future. Okay, all right. Did you see What a Fizz's debut? Did you see his run? Yeah, like you just mentioned, you know, one of the unluckiest race we had in the second meeting. Yeah. But I completely agree with you here. If everything goes well for him, it's very hard to beat him. Yeah, obviously we do worry about that second run syndrome. It doesn't affect every horse, but I just thought that first run was too good, and in my opinion, he's going to be too good for this field. He's dangerous, probably Anton Raskin, who never knows how to run a bad race, always places up there. He's drawn 1. New jockey, I don't know, have you seen this jockey before? I haven't seen him ride. Akash, have you seen him? No. Okay, so he's the new jockey on board there. He's drawn 1. A lot in Anton Raskin's favour, and then Starsky, also another horse that never knows how to run a bad race, always in the money, especially in this sort of rating. He must probably be respected for a place as well. But What a Fizz, I'm going to make him very, very hard to beat. Right, then it's the final race of the afternoon. Remember, there's 9 races, and once again, Play Another Tune. What a cracking run in the Duchess. He ran 3rd, got beat 2.8 lengths behind that horse, White River. It was a very, very good run. Unfortunately, he's got the worst draw of all, but in my opinion, this horse can race 3 wide the whole way and still beat a field like this. He ran behind that horse Sokrat in South Africa, the champion 3-year-old in South Africa. He came, there was a cracking run in the Duchess, and I do believe that Play Another Tune is going to be, once again, a very, very tough nut to crack. And Akash, I know you're riding Blazing Heart. I don't know what went wrong with him last time, but what's your feeling, first of all, on Play Another Tune, and then tell us about your ride? Just like you just mentioned, you know, it's super hard to beat this horse, you know, running in the Jesus Cup race, and now coming up to a 0.25. He's one of the best here. Even with the draw, if he ran 3 wide, he should win the race. Yeah, I agree. Coming to Blazing Heart, he's not an easy horse at work. You know, he's got his issues. He's a bit naughty and everything. Sometimes he concentrates, sometimes he doesn't. But he ran some good race also when he lead. And then 1400 might be a little bit sharp for him. Yeah. But coming up second run, who knows? But it'll be hard to challenge that Play Another Tune. I do agree. Never Fear. Well, he unfortunately hung out very badly last time. He's still green. He's only a 3-year-old this horse, but he's had the 3 runs in Mauritius for 3 places. I think if he'd probably run straight last time, he probably would have won. But he's probably going to be my second choice. I don't think he's going to be good enough to beat the favourite. And then another horse to keep an eye on, he's obviously number 1, Mr. Bombastic. If you go back to his South African form, he ran 2nd to Play Another Tune in a juvenile plate. And he's running feature races ever since then. In fact, that 2nd to Give It Some on July, there was a cracking run. Give It Some, I think he's got some Mauritian owners involved. Candace Dawson trains him. They rate him very, very highly, Give It Some. So Mr. Bombastic, he's got some very, very good form in South Africa. Obviously, the fact that he's having his first run, he's going to be drawn 8, and the fact that he has run behind Play Another Tune, I suppose we can't really get too excited about his chances, but he's obviously a decent horse. There's 3 very nice 3-year-olds in this race, and I just believe that Play Another Tune is probably the best of the 3. I'm going to make him very, very hard to beat. In fact, I'm going to bank him in all my exotics. Play Another Tune. All right, Akash,
I'm going to put your head down on a block. What is your best ride tomorrow in your opinion?
I'd say captain. My captain is one of my best.
Okay, captain, my captain. And a banker for our viewers? What do you think a banker for tomorrow on the card? Any bankers?
Well, the race 8 and 9 looks to banker for me. What if he's and play another tunes? You know, they're well in themselves here.
Yeah, I do believe that the Gudger stable and Oliver's Placé have got some very good runners and rides. If you are one of those punters that like to play the best jockey and the best stable on the day, you probably have a go on Oliver Placé and the Gudger stable. I think they've got some very, very good runners. My two bankers, I'm going to agree with Akash, 8 and 9 for the Gudger stable. My value bet, as I mentioned, Captain Spanicella. I believe that there's a little bit of value in that horse. He was very unlucky last time, so keep that in mind. Okay, well that's it, Akash. Thank you very much for joining us. Remember, on Wednesday we've got our Jour de Gallo show. Shahil will be back with me, and we'll talk about this meeting, some barrier trials, and obviously some training as well. Remember, join us then on Wednesday. Thank you very much for joining us. See you next week. Goodbye.